was just reading the information board about this walk. It's a 5-kilometer walk, 2-hour return walk. It did say on the board leave an extra hour or add an extra hour to your trip to look at the historical precinct that they have along here. So we'll divert off when we get to that. I think that's probably halfway, so it's going to be at least 30 minutes before I get there. But I'm just gonna time this walk. I've got my stopwatch on. I'm always a little bit and ah when they give you an estimate on times, because it can be so much different for everyone. You know, someone could be physically active, someone could be a marathon runner. They're going to do it a lot faster than, you know, someone a bit older, unfit. But at least they've made the track pretty easy for everyone to do. It's not too strenuous. It's all level. The sand, like yesterday as I was going along, it wasn't that. It's pretty compact, so you're not going to sink in. No, they've done a good job. This is probably the most strenuous part I did yesterday, so just walking up a couple of steps. So they've done a really good job with this. I'll keep an eye out on snakes. On the board it did also say venomous snakes live in the area, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye out. But all it said to do was stop, wait for it to pass, and you're on your way. So they don't come after you. You know, they're not going to attack you for no reason. Just do what the board says, stand still and let it pass, and you shouldn't have any issues. I just came up some steps and I found a blue-tongued lizard. So there he goes, the little fella. So there's definitely some reptile life around here. Coming to another point here. 1.7 k's to go. So it doesn't feel like it's been that long so far. Got a little lookout point up here. It's just a board letting us know what sort of birds we have in the area. Eastern yellow robin, grey fantail, eastern whipbird. Nice little lookout point for the bay over there. So I'll just continue on. It's only 1.7 kilometers to go, but when you're doing these trails with sand and you're going up and down, 1.7 feels like a mile. You know, if you were to walk 1.7 kilometers normally, it'd probably only take you 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending how fast you walk, and that's on flat ground. But yeah, all these inclines, declines, it really makes the time go a lot longer. So just continuing on, come to this next marker. Entrance 618 meters, footbridge 1.7. So there's still a little bit of a way to go, and I've been walking for almost 30 minutes. Track here has been pretty good for the most part. There is still some soft sand, but let's hope these black things, I guess they dig them into the ground for a little bit of stability, like we've got here. Yeah, so it makes the sand spread out a bit, and it's not as soft and hard to walk on. So hopefully they get those laid soon, and it won't be as bad as it's not that bad of a walk, but it won't be as heavy on the feet, and you know, your feet sinking into the sand the whole way along. If they can get that laid all the way along, it would be great, but I guess it's a pretty big task to do. Anyway, I'm going to continue on. 618 meters to the entrance. And then we'll assess that footbridge as we go. That's another 1.7 down the track, so just see how we're going with time, because we still have to get to the other campsite today. That's it's over an hour drive to get there, the one I'm hoping for anyway. So we'll keep that in our back pocket, that bridge, and we'll just continue on for the day. Okay, so that historical precinct that I was talking about, must be a little bit past halfway, because we're only 270 meters from the entrance, and I've just come to this board here. So historical cottages, 50 meters on my right. Lady Harriet's barge, 90 meters to my left. I've got some lookouts as well on the way to the entrance. So we'll just walk down and have a quick look at these historical cottages. These must be maintained by the local council or community group. I'm not going to go inside even if I could. I'm pretty sure that it'll be locked up. Carpenter house, built in 1870. Yeah, so it's in 1934 the license was transferred to the Muriel Gilder and is still in the permissive occupancy of the Gilder family today. So somebody actually owns this place. Oh, I won't go further down. It looks like there's actually occupants in the houses next door. So that's pretty cool. You don't own a car, you own a boat. And you just hop in your boat and go to the other side of the river if you want supplies. And same deal hopping back over. Instead of filling your boot up with groceries, you're just filling your boat up with all your groceries. So that's a little bit interesting. It's not often you see that here in Australia. Alright, let's head down to the lookout and the barge and just have a quick look around. So I've just got to this information board. This is the New Works Historic Precinct, which leads on to the entrance walk. So just reading a little bit about it, Lake's entrance, it's actually an artificially made entrance. So according to this, they must have bored through to create this entrance to create shipping channels, so larger ships or boats could get through and supply Melbourne or the larger towns with fish. Because this is still to this day, fishing is one of the largest things to do here. Just a simple Google search will find that, what's Lake's entrance famous for, and it'll come up for fishing. Yeah, so shipping boomed after the entrance opened, as larger vessels could safely enter the port carrying passengers and cargo for onward transport to the inland towns. So creating that entrance back in the 1800s wouldn't have been easy. It would have been pure manpower. You know, they would have had machinery and equipment, but not to the extent we have today. You know, you can just hire 20 diggers. You can just hire all this equipment now. Back then, it would have been pretty hard to come by. You wouldn't have just had 20 pieces of equipment ready to go for one project. There are probably 20 pieces of equipment just in Victoria alone, let alone for one little place. This part's pretty steep, so just hold on to those rails. It's just a odd kind of step there. It's just kind of board after board with one little piece raised in the middle. So I just got a picture of the entrance from the top. Let's head over. This place looks pretty rough, so you definitely wouldn't want to swim in here. So there's plenty of warning signs down here. Don't go down onto the rocks, hop on the rocks. Don't go in because the current's too dangerous, which is one of those common sense things, but I guess they have to put up a sign just because it's one of those things they have to do. So we're at the heads now. It's a little windy out here. It's not super cold. The beach is similar to yesterday. It's unforgiving. I'm not going down there again. I'm not getting my shoes wet again. But it's a really nice lookout point, this. Got some more information over here. Just about some local wildlife. Fur seals. They must be, well, I can't see any at the moment, but they must be local around here. So I've got a rescue tower here with a life preserver, which hopefully never has to get used. I walked down here before and I did see a sea lion in the water, but I'm just having a look now, and the waves are just a little bit too rough to see anything really. Got old mate over here, our bird friend, probably looking for a fish. A little bit too hard. I can't see any creatures in the water, which is a bit of a shame because I did want to see a sea lion and put it on camera. But maybe if you come down on a day that's not as rough or a little bit warmer, I don't know what temperatures they like, you might see a group of them. So I'll keep an eye out, but I don't like my chances. It's just a little bit too hard to see anything in this water. So just a final little recap on Lake's Entrance. The place is a great spot. It's full of history. It was a going by all the things I've read along the tracks at those signs. Artificially opening up those heads was a major turning point in Victoria for transporting food and people around. So it's definitely worth coming down if you're interested in a little bit of history. But even if you're not interested in that side of things, scattered all along the main town, all streets and streets back, there's holiday parks, places for kids to do activities. You've got beaches, there's mini golf, just about every restaurant has a playground, and not to mention all the playgrounds scattered along the foreshore there. So if you've got kids, you want to have a family holiday and you want to do the drive, yeah, it's about 4.5 hours from Melbourne or so. But if you're willing to do the drive, definitely head down here. It's a great spot that I recommend. Even now, I'm here during the week. It's still, what is it now? It's March at the moment. So the weather's still pretty good. Well, today, the last couple of days, it's been good. In terms of people around town, just locals and retirees, a lot of older people walking around. But if you're going to do this walk that I've just done today, that 5-kilometre return track, it took me 40 minutes one way. I'm just going to take my time a little bit more on the way back. But yeah, 40 minutes each way if you're just going for it, not stopping, don't have anyone dragging you down. Otherwise, yeah, it probably would take an hour. But I passed quite a few, older people along the way, and they seem to be doing fine. So it's not too strenuous, and if you've got the time, you're down here for a weekend, just set aside 2 hours and definitely come down and check out the heads. Anyway, we're going to head off to the next campsite now. I really want to get there, and hopefully the ground's a little bit better than last night. I don't want to have to turn around and look for another place. Alright, I'll see you guys next video.